Hey, Aaron.
Oh, hi, Tony. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Welcome to February. Dr. Roy Caldwell passed away, as you know,
Yeah.
and so I made a quick video about that. He was amazing. He was a great contributor. He hadn't been on TONMO for several years due to his declining health, but he sure made an impact in the world of cephalopod research. And it was so great to have him contribute meaningfully, not just in his words, but also in amazing photos to the TONMO community.
Thank you for taking the time to make that amazing memorial video, Tony, because it really
It really did.
highlight the importance that Dr. Caldwell had, both to the TONMO community, but also to the wider cephalopod scientific community too. So thank you.
Yeah, easy for me to do. He contributed so much, and yeah, amazing content. I totally agree. His photos are awesome. So here we are in February, and I guess we should start with the giant squid conversation that we had. I think it was December. I think it was early December, or maybe it was November, something like that. But we were talking about how 'tis the season for washed up squid. We definitely got a few. We actually got a few, so I'm not disappointed. But they're not. But actually, no strandings per se that I can recall, meaning on a beach. But there were more than a couple of videos, I think, posted by ArchiFan. Almost all those videos play out exactly the same. It's very hard to be like, wait, is this have I seen this already? Because it's actually pretty consistent in terms of what happens, and it doesn't often end well. We were talking about that last time, where the one got away, which was nice, but I think we saw one or two new ones, and not as many as I thought. I think I was maybe expecting more sightings than we found, but always good to see a giant squid.
I think you and I might have hyped it up a bit too much.
Yeah.
Well, although there haven't been a lot of or any giant squid strandings in the news, there have been some strandings happening around the world.
Yeah, let's pick out one of those. That's a really good point. There were a number of we use the encounters prefix for this kind of thing. So that mop of jelly-like strands on the beach.
Yeah.
That article.
I mean, it was cool that this guy could still see kind of the live animals moving about. Before the paywall popped up, I really hope that he put the egg mass back into the ocean, because squid hatch from their eggs and don't have parental care. Adult squid for the most part will die after laying the eggs. So baby squid just kind of go into the ocean and start their lives. So hopefully he put the egg mass back in the ocean. But it's fascinating. I think we've talked about the different shapes of squid egg masses on this podcast before, and it just highlights once again the amazing diversity of them. So those little finger-like ones, I believe I've seen those from like shore squid. So they're probably laid into a sandy substrate and just happen to come loose and wash up on the beach.
Yeah, that is pretty cool and unfortunate, but yeah, that's the opportunity. So if you ever run into one, return it. But again, be careful when handling. Boy, I feel like already I have to put up a bunch of disclaimers, and TONMO takes no responsibility for what may happen when you put egg masses on your head or pick them up. Hold on one second, Aaron. I have to do something here.
Okay.
Yeah, let me do this. Yeah, no, it's my fan is running. Whoa! Just got my camera. All right, this has become clown show.
I know we're editing this out, but I promise everyone we're professionals.
Okay, we're back.
Hey.
Hey. All right, so you have a second story.
Yeah, so moving from strandings on the beach to strandings on land, kind of, we're moving into the fossil record. And there's an article that is titled Rare 340 Million Year Old Fossils Found in England Show Exceptional Detail. And so we've spent a lot of time talking about ammonites on previous podcasts, but this was not ammonites, which I thought was worth mentioning and pretty cool. There is also an ammonite article up there if someone really wants to go find it, but let's try a different animal this time. I saw the picture of them finding this two really well preserved Goniatite fossils, and they're from the Carboniferous period, when the seas were very tropical and things were really warm, and they were found in central England in a stone wall. So that's kind of cool. Now, I will admit, when I saw the photo, I thought that this was photoshopped or AI or something made up, because it really looks like someone just took a pencil or something and etched a pattern into the winding shell. So then I went and did some digging. And I found out that this particular group of ancient cephalopods, their shells all had these kind of weird wavy patterns on them, and different waves and different sizes, and
It's wild.
it is wild. I just really like the fact that this one wasn't on the coast. It was in a wall in the center of England.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
What else you got, Aaron?
Well, I mean, if we're thinking about cool diversity, Schmidt Ocean Institute has just released a whole bunch of new images and videos of their research over the past year, and lots of great deep sea footage, lots of great deep sea videos and pictures, and some new animals that were discovered last year and are either just newly described or in the process of being described. So if you are a lover of deep sea creatures, both cephalopod and non-cephalopod, definitely go check out the article entitled Marine Biologists Discover 28 New Deep Sea Species and an Old VHS Tape.
I mean, Schmidt does such a good job with bringing science and exploration to everybody. I mean, if you have a YouTube account, then you can watch live streaming in very high quality, like on your 4K or 8K TV or whatever. And it's some of the best programming out there, for sure. It's better than just about anything else you could find. You should subscribe to them, get notifications and alerts when they do a dive, because it's pretty exciting, and it's a great way to spend. They'll do it for hours. They do it for hours.
Well, and it's great. It's great to be kind of in that moment with them, because when something comes on the screen and you start getting excited, and then the commentary starts getting excited about it, it makes you feel like part of that expedition, even though most of us aren't lucky enough to get to go on those expeditions.
Yeah, and they don't always have cephalopod experts with them, but they will often have, like, Michael Vecchione, for example, on standby. And sometimes he's watching actively, but a lot of times they'll be able to shoot him a ping through, I don't know, Slack or whatever, however they're communicating. And they'll be like, "Hey, we need your expertise, tune in," and he'll jump on real time, get on the on the broadcast, and we'll describe what we're all seeing or confirm what they believe they might be seeing as they're navigating all that. So it's super. It's really great.
Oh, just for those of you that were wondering, they do not identify what the VHS tape was. I'm so sorry.
Really, they put in the headline.
I know they put in the headline, and they describe it as a near pristine VHS tape, as they list off other human-related items that had sunk into the deep sea. But they do not tell us what video it was.
No, maybe there's more to come on that.
Schmidt, we need to know. We need these answers.
Yeah. Comment below if you're watching.
Yeah, comment below.
I do have another article about something that is kind of being updated.
Okay.
So, looking at an article about the Animal Sentience Committee, welfare implications of legislative differences in the definition of animals. In 2022, there was an update to the Animal Welfare Act, and it added cephalopods as a kind of a sentient animal and put regulations in place of essentially what can't be done to cephalopods in the name of science, which was a big step forward for cephalopod conservation, and really the idea of what constitutes an animal, what constitutes intelligence. Do animals feel pain? How do they feel pain? How do they express it? So many questions around that. In 2026, just a few days ago, the committee met again and noted that there were several differences between many of the different welfare acts for animals throughout the years, how the language has changed, but that not everything has kind of been upgraded or updated or maintained as these new acts are coming out. And one of them was that cephalopods are not always consistently mentioned in these documents. So there were other things too, but they were recommending that a more detailed approach be taken when we're considering animal sentience, and that updated legislature needs to be made. Now, I think that this is from the UK.
Yeah, I was going to ask which country are we talking about here, because something I've seen is that there is, especially in the last 4 years in particular, worldwide, there is this swirl around octopus sentience, the need to protect them. Are they, do they need to share the same protections as, other animals that do have such protections today? And sometimes they get mixed in with lobsters and other things, but I think one of the reasons it's gotten a lot of attention is because of advancements in octopus farming. And there have been a couple of facilities. One comes to mind in Portugal, another in Hawaii, where they are just farming octopuses for sale to restaurants and whatever else. And so that kind of brings in the conversation more deeply about, well, what do we do about it?
So it's so hard to regulate it when we can't all agree around the world what sentience is.
Yeah, and in the United States, there are certain states that have endeavored to tackle the issue. California being one. I think Washington State. Like I said, we'll continue to try to demystify where it's at and where it's going. Okay, that's a good one, as always, to bring up. What any other news stories to cover this month?
Well, looking at social media, speaking of demystifying, I found a great article which just made me chuckle. So I'm gonna give a shout out to whoever this TikToker is. But the article that got posted was, "Woman says we are severely underreacting to octopuses, then proves she's not wrong." So Tony, have you ever gone down a squid rabbit hole where you've just kept clicking and clicking and clicking, and then it's 3:00 in the morning and you're like, how did I get here?
For sure.
Yes, of course. We all have. So this is the details of someone on TikTok. Her name is Sarah, and her handle is Sarah Makes Me Laugh. And anyway, so she went down a rabbit hole about octopuses and just started making all of these videos about how cool they were. And of course, has gotten thousands and thousands of reacts and shares and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, she was just finding out how amazing they are and how intelligent they are. And I really wanted to give her a shout out because she gave correct information and she corrected common myths about about octopuses, like she says, okay, guys, so they don't have 8 tentacles. They're actually called arms. I was like, yes, preach the gospel.
Yes. Yes, that is awesome. Some people are gifted with communication like that, and they use social media is a great tool for them and for the people who watch them because they get educated. But yes, once you get bit by the cephalopod bug, it's like an enlightenment. And so love to hear those stories of inspired communicators. So we'll definitely throw a link of her account below.
Do you have any other articles that have caught your eye?
There's a play called Octopus's Garden.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new play by Weston Gaylord, and its world premiere at the Boston Court, Pasadena, beginning February 26th. So later this month, you'll be able to watch this. It's a play that centers on 2 marine biologists and a struggling composer whose lives unravel when an octopus housed in their laboratory begins composing music of extraordinary beauty. As professional ambitions and creative tensions intensify, the characters confront questions about discovery, obsession, and what it means when a non-human being surpasses human capability.
Okay, so I feel like they've just been listening to the TONMO podcast and then wrote a play about it, because we literally have just been talking about this.
Exactly. The production incorporates puppetry. It incorporates puppetry to bring the octopus, a giant Pacific octopus named Sylvia, to life. 3 puppeteers will operate what the production describes as a puppet or series of puppets with expansive, searching tentacles or arms.
Or arms.
Or arms, which would be the way you want to say that. So that's Pasadena, California. Just the place happens to be named what's called Boston Court. I don't know what that is, but
yeah,
that will be the play that's happening there. It's called Octopus's Garden. Go see it if you can and tell us what you think. It sounds delightful. All right, Aaron, that's a good that's a good update for this time. Let's see what happens this month, and we'll pick back up in the month of March.
Sounds good.
All right, awesome.
Have a great February, Tony, and I'll talk to you again in March.
Right on. Talk soon.